Alright guys, so I'm going to go through with you today on how to do vocabulary triangles. So on a sheet of paper, I need you to write down what it is that you see here on the screen. So this is just an example. So what we do when we do vocabulary triangles, we take our triangle and we divide it into three sections. As you can see, I have a line drawn here and then here. Okay, so what we do is the first thing we're going to do up at the top is we're going to put the term. So this is the word that I'm asking you to work on. And right underneath the term, you're going to write down the real definition. That's the definition that you get from the textbook, from something that I've given you. This is not what you think it is. This is what it really is. So we have verified that our definition is correct, and the correct definition is the one that we write down. Okay? Underneath here are the two things that we use to help explain this definition. So when I teach you new things or new concepts, I don't just give you the definition and then go on. There's a lot of examples and there's a lot of characteristics that go into this term, okay? So characteristics, these are also things that are like descriptions, and I'm looking for at least three. So for example, if the word is like, we're getting ready to start talking about thermodynamics. So if my word thermodynamics, let me just show you. So if my word is thermodynamics, let me find a sheet here and show you this. Okay. So if my word is thermodynamics, okay, I don't know what the real for real definition is. I can look that up later. But over here I would have examples, and over here I would have characteristics. Okay, so I know, and these can also be things where you're using your prefixes and suffixes that you're learning in ELA. So I know I have seen thermo before in like thermometer, thermostat. Okay, so something to do with heat. Dynamics. Okay, I've seen this. It kind of reminds me of the word dynamite, but also if someone is a dynamic speaker, or if you've heard the term dynamic duo, like superheroes usually. But also, if I look at this, I've also seen aerodynamics. I know that aerodynamics has to do with how air moves over or around things. So like, I remember seeing TV commercials where they stick these cars in wind tunnels, like it's usually like Mercedes-Benz or BMWs or something, and they have this car in this wind tunnel, and there's a fan, and behind the or in front of the fan is a smoke machine. So they turn the fan on and it blows this wind over the car. It's actually blowing the smoke over the car, so you can see how the smoke travels over the car. Okay, so thinking about that, and dynamite, I'm exploding something to make it move. And if someone's a dynamic speaker, they are someone who is very animated. They're very entertaining. They don't just stand in one spot or talk at one level. It's very engaging. So I would guess, just from that alone, that thermodynamics has something to do with the movement of heat. Okay, so under characteristics here, I'm going to actually put down that thermo reminds me of thermometer. Okay, because again, it's not just characteristics, it's also descriptions. Okay, dynamics, I can't spell, dynamics, you get the point. And then I'm going to put aerodynamics. Okay, so it's the movement of heat. Okay, examples, moving heat. Well, let's see, when can I think of when I have had heat move? Well, let's see. If I cook, I gotta have heat move from my stove to my pan of macaroni and cheese. Standing in front of the fireplace. The heat goes from the fireplace to me. In front of fireplace. Another example is, sunburn. Okay. It's heat from the sun, thermal energy from the sun being transferred to my skin, and making it all sorts of red. Okay, so that's how we would do that. So be sure that you get this written down. Examples, oh yeah, so for examples and characteristics, we're going to have at least 3. It can be a list. It does not have to be a sentence. Okay, in fact, if you look at mine, it's nowhere near a sentence and it's kind of messy, and that's totally okay, but it needs to be able to be read by somebody else. So keep it legible, but as far as documenting your thinking, it does not have to be in a complete sentence at this point. Okay, so that's the top part. So if I ask you to do vocabulary triangles, this is what I'm looking for. If I ask you to do a connection triangle, this is what I want. Okay, so in this situation, we would have 3 different terms. So let's say we had jump, walk, and run. Okay, so I have 3 different terms, and these lines that connect the points as far as our vocabulary words are literally lines that are connecting point A to point B. So for our case, if we had jump and run, along this line right here, I would describe how do the words jump and run connect. Not literally they connect with the line, but how are those things related? Okay, jump and run. Well, they both have to do with your feet. They both have to do with moving your feet. Okay, so if we had run here and walk here, I could put something as simple as they both have to do with changing positions, like you're moving forward or you're moving backwards. You can also put in there what makes them different. So run and walk, well, running is going to get you there faster than walking. Okay, so again, this one up here, this is your vocabulary triangle, and this is your connection triangle. Okay, if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Okay, good luck.